Well, school districts across New York have been slow to move toward electric buses, despite a state mandate requiring entirely electric fleets by 2035. Locally, the only exception is Gates Chili. News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey is live now. And Jen, it has 15 in its fleet, all paid for with state grant money.
Yeah, that's right, Brett. They were early adopters. They said, okay, if this is going to be a state mandate, we're going to try to take advantage of some of these state resources to start the process. They bought 2 to start, another 4, now they're up to 15, and all of it has been paid for with state tax money from NYSERDA. Now, this district is a bit different. It's densely populated, and most of the routes here are only about 30 miles in the morning and 30 miles in the evening, which means they can charge in the middle and before, and they work out pretty good even in the cold weather conditions like this. But some of the more rural districts, as I mentioned, are more apprehensive to do that. And so they are asking voters in a number of towns to consider this. And the question is, what happens if they don't?
The first thing schools need is a full assessment of how much power its bus garage has and how much it will need.
We will pay for at least 75%, if not 100% of the cost of those studies.
When you're doing these surveys, are you finding that in a lot of areas, in a lot of school districts, they need a lot more power to make this work?
Most school districts can at least get started with the power that they have now. So while, yes, there are going to be more power needs for many school districts, and that does take some time. That's why we think people should get started now.
Some of our more densely populated school districts have capitalized on NYSERDA's funding to cover the cost of the study, some buses, and chargers. But others have not yet even begun the process.
We have the money available and are eager to see it go out the door.
I'm surprised to hear that the money you have available is not taken yet. Do you think a lot of districts are waiting it out to see if there's going to be a change in policy before they start this transition?
I think I can't speak for what their motives are, but we are seeing, as I said earlier, a lot of interest in doing the planning studies, and some districts may be waiting to complete their planning study before they move forward.
They may also be waiting to see how the buses work in other areas, especially during the winter, and whether the technology gets better with time.
In our area, some of our more rural districts have asked taxpayers for permission to start buying some of these buses, and taxpayers have said no. What will happen if that continues?
That's a question that's beyond what NYSERDA is able to answer.
Now, remember, the state mandate requires that local school districts, all school districts in the state, stop buying diesel buses by the middle of next year, 2027, and they transition their entire fleets to electric by 2035. But the governor seems to know that this is not feasible at this point, because just last year, after we talked to her directly about some of the power issues we're having in our area and some of these transition questions, she decided to extend 2 two-year delays to districts when it comes to those mandates. So we'll see if that's just the start and it changes, or if now is the time when they're going to start kicking these districts forward and making them go electric. Brett?
All right, Jen, thank you. And if you missed Jen's story at 5, she spoke with Gates Chili about how their 15 electric buses are holding up in the cold. You can watch that story at WHEC.com.